Seconds out. That was a bit of fun, a bit of congratulatory words there from some friends, and I thought you well deserved that. It looked like to me, just watching you, what I do when I see debutant fighters is I look for the adrenaline dump. The first round is all helter-skelter, and then the second, third, and fourth. But you still seem to be there. Did you feel still there in those preceding rounds afterwards?
Definitely, man. I felt as the fight went on, I got better. I think I started off quite poor. I'd say average, but it could have even been worse than average. I think I started the first 2 rounds, for my standard, bad. But yeah, I switched it on, man. There's a lot to learn from it. I think a draw is a fair result. We go again, man. I'm happy. Genuinely, like, I'm extremely happy. Just seeing all the boys, obviously my family here. Like, I can't complain, mate. This has been an unreal experience.
Tell me about the advice you were getting in between rounds from your corner. What were they saying? And did you feel that you were able to execute that against a fighter who was also just as game as you?
Mate, like, I have the best coaches in the game. I think more so than anything, they just help me stay composed, stay relaxed. Mate, when you're sat in a corner, there's 13,000 people screaming at you. You just have to stay relaxed, stay composed, get your instructions, and go for it. It was just simple instructions, nothing mental. Just, you know, watch your shots land, hands up, move out the way. Just simple instructions. We didn't have to do anything mental, no crazy shots. Just, yeah, simple stuff.
Did you feel that you were as good as you were in the gym as you were in the ring tonight?
In the later rounds, yes. Like, you know, 3rd, 4th round, definitely. I definitely started the fight not as good as I could have. And that's no excuse. Well, that's no one's fault apart from my own. Do you know what I mean? I think I didn't realize I was in a fight until like round number 3, to be honest with you. So that's obviously something I've got to improve on, and I will improve on.
You've taken the bumps and bruises. We can see them under your eye and around your face. Has that dented any of your confidence in wanting to have another fight? Was that really raised the bar for it?
Mate, I used to spar and get black eyes no tomorrow, mate. I'd have a black eye every single week. This is just another one to add to the collection. I still get up, spar again next day, and it's no different with a fight. I'll be back.
I appreciate this is obviously right recent, right new right now, but would you rather have the Simpson rematch, or would you like to go on to something different and come back to it? Joe Weller was someone that you talked about prior to the fight.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. Like, obviously, in an ideal world, I would have won tonight and then earned the Joe Weller fight. But, I mean, hey, Joe Weller is obviously the plan. We've both now had 1 fight, and we've both not won it. So, it kind of still makes sense. I don't know. I really want it, but maybe I have to earn it.
And I was backstage and I saw you immediately after the fight and you were saying, I want to see my mum and dad. What did you say to them? What did they say to you?
Man, I just said, thank you so much. Like, I'm doing this, everything I do in life, I do it for my mum and dad. You know, like, just to make them proud is like my biggest accomplishment. And they just said exactly that. We're proud of you. Well done. Like, so proud of you. And that, mate, that's all I needed to hear to make myself happy. I'm happy.
As you even mentioned there, you've been in with one of the top gyms in the country. You've done plenty of sparring. We've seen on social media, picked up those knocks in sparring. What were the main differences between the scraps you had in sparring and tonight against Danny?
Honestly, like, obviously the first time I've ever fought, no head guard, 10-ounce gloves. Like, not too different. Like, I feel like I took the shots. There was never a moment in that fight where I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble here. Don't get me wrong, he caught me with some nice shots. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure we can watch that back and there'll be some good clips of me getting pieced up, which people would love to see. But I was never in danger. I was never like, oh God, I'm gonna get knocked out here. It was never like that. So I think it's good. I think it's a good learning experience that I can take a shot because that guy hits hard. He's heavy. He hits hard. I think, yeah, it's a good experience that I can get hit and hit back.
Were you surprised at how much good of a fight Danny gave you?
Mate, I honestly, I expected a good fight. I knew all this pad work. It doesn't mean anything, in my opinion. This guy, he's a fighter. Do you know what I mean? He is a fighter. He had to fight his way. What he said all week. He had to fight for where he is in life. Do you know what I mean? And I might have had better technique, but technique doesn't really win these at least 4-round fights. It's whoever just hits more. So he obviously had a lot of heart. It was a pleasure to fight him.
Danny, just quickly, what did Tennessee say to you after the fight?
Well done. She said, I'm proud of you and I love you.
Could you hear it from ringside at all? Just
not really. I mean, I knew she was screaming, so I appreciate that, but everything was just locked in. I didn't hear anybody.
Thanks, guys.